the roads. He made his disclosure on Monday, January 20, during his vetting by the Appointments Committee. Now, Mr. Agboja's announcement marks a significant shift from the previous toll collection system, which involved obstructions on the road and manual payment collection by toll attendants. In his statement, Ackah expressed his concern over the government's decision to cancel road tolls previously, highlighting the potential loss of revenue and the negative impact on road infrastructure development.
Legal or illegal, and what are the consequences? Then secondly, what is your position on the reintroduction of the toll roads? Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. The issue of road toll is a matter that has attracted national attention. Our side has been consistent. I must take this opportunity to actually commend a former colleague in this House, Honorable Ediomi. Some time ago, when Honorable, the former minister, Inusa Fuseni, was minister, the accruals to the road fund was just around 250 million annually. We sat down and found out that we could enhance that, which means more money will be made available to improve our road. Honorable Ediomi was the ranking at that time. He worked with us, and we worked with the finance minister. That is why you saw the road fund accruals increase in that year to 1.25 billion, and today it's over 2 billion. When the issue of the road toll started, our side, Honorable former minority leader, together with me and the former road minister, Honorable, decided to caution government that do not cancel or suspend road toll. Let's rather find ways of plugging the leakages in terms of the collection and enhance it. Honorable Haruna and myself met Honorable Amwakwata and gave our commitment that don't cancel it. Indeed, we were surprised on the day the road toll, they claimed they zeroed it. For me, it was an act of illegality. Yes, they said they just zeroed it. But it was, a road fund has got an act. It's a law. So you couldn't unilaterally a level of negligence in the way it was done. They claimed road toll was accruing about 80 million. But today, there are contractors working for government of Ghana who are owed 5,000 cedis within the roadside. Can you imagine how many roadside weed clearers will be paid with 80 million? So they cancelled it. And our side consistently stood on principle and said, bring the road toll back. Yes, the road toll is coming back, but not in the form of building obstructions on the road for drivers to stop and somebody taking money from them. It will be coming back based on a technological platform that make it fair and that make it easy to collect, easy to account for, and for the public to know what the money is actually being used for. Together with the road minister, we shall come out with a policy as to how that will be.
And that was Gavin Kwame Ackboja, Minister Designate for Roads and Highways, speaking about the reintroduction of road tolls during his vetting yesterday before the Parliamentary Appointments Committee. But let's do some international news, where Donald Trump has taken the oath of office to become the 47th President of the United States, returning to the White House 4 years after his defeat. Now, the event took place at the Rotunda in Capitol due to weather conditions in the United States. Now, here are highlights from the inauguration.
Mr. Speaker, good morning. How do you feel this morning?
It's exciting.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President-elect of the United States, the Donald John Trump.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
The Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
The goal golden age of America begins right now. During every single day of the Trump administration, I will very simply put America first.
From sea to shining sea.
And then we went out to the helicopter just prior to this and said goodbye, and it's a custom, and the wind is blowing like crazy, and with the hat that she's wearing, she almost blew away. We almost lost our...
Thank you for...
She was being elevated. So it was a beautiful place to have an inauguration tonight.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on
Now, those were highlights from the inauguration ceremony of President Donald Trump, the 47th President of the United States. Yeah.
Melanie Trump.
She just had to do it. She just had... you know what they were calling her yesterday? The Dark Widow. Because of the hat.
Why look at and for net can't come?
You're calling her the Dark Widow.
We're going to put net on it and we'll come like brides.
A lot of people were questioning the dressing. And then if you watch what she wore some 4 years ago, it was so simple.
Yeah.
So simple, and you could see her face, her hair, everything.
I think she was in blue, right?
Yeah, she was in blue.
You know the other thing the other position she occupies at the presidency? She's the president's advisor.
Yeah.
And so, listen, we're coming to advise strongly. That is the posture we're coming with.
Right.
She does not dress for any reason. She dresses to make a statement.
Right.
She always has a reason, and she can. And I watched one of her interviews, and I was like, what? Talk about intentionality. No, she's a strong woman. And she gets it. She gets the position she's going. She said the first time she was surprised at some of the responsibilities she was you know, met with. But now she's ready, and she's talked about it a couple of times. I think that yes, it will give off that, but she has aura.
She does. She does.
And she's ready for this job. And we are coming to make America great again. So give us the room to make America great again. I'm happy for her.
Right.
She's matured, she's grown, she's decided. Because yesterday I was watching something that I need to correct. So I did say that she had rejected twice. It was actually once. Yes, once she rejected. But she met with, what's her name? Michelle Obama to have that tea.
Yeah, she did.
She did.
She did.
Okay, she did.
She did.
So yesterday my brother had to correct me on that one. So yes, she did meet with Michelle Obama. Unfortunately, Michelle Obama didn't show up for any of the event. Yeah. And did you see what happened to Obama when he was walking through? Charlie, Americans are mean.
It wasn't only Obama though. Bush also got the same. Pence also got the same thing.
Charlie, whatever will happen, man, let's just do America good at this point. And Donald Trump says there's only two genders.
Yes, male and female.
Male and female.
Strongly on that.
Donald Kweku Trump.
Like,
why are you giving him Kweku?
Boom.
Because he's only a Kweku that will do this.
Right. On that note, we draw the curtains on the morning news on the AM Club for today. But remember, the news continues when you visit MX24 GH. MX24 News as well on Instagram and all other social media platforms, as well as mx24.app/voting voices. You want to read the latest news and updates with regards to local and international news. My name is Augustine Edem Kobiti Saint. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you so much, Augusta, for coming through with that. We're still waiting on the rest of the appointments and the rest of the ministers that are going to be, nominated. And so we'll keep you posted right here. And thank you for coming through with all of those stories. We're moving straight to some sports right after this.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
thank you so much for sticking with us right here on the AM Club. It's time for us to get into some sports action. Well, my name is Kojo Dasiber. You're still logged in to the very best right here on the AM Club on MX24. As ministerial appointments are being, meted out, we're still looking forward to see who would be nominated as the sports minister designate. Just looking forward to that.
I'm waiting for that patiently. Patiently waiting for that. But who do you think the?
I can't really pinpoint.
Yeah.
I can't really pinpoint. I think it would really come as a surprise. Yes. I think names, those even in the sporting fraternity itself, deep down, would get the shock of their lives.
I was actually pitching Haruna Idrisu for sports.
Yes, I thought so. But I did have a conversation with Eddie yesterday, and he was giving me some reasons why it won't happen. Oh. And that has to do maybe some conflict of interest in
because
he has teams and all that. So I mean,
anyway,
that's what I'm saying. It's going to be a throw off. It will come to us as a shocker. Okay. But whoever is nominated, well, I deem it fit that the president knows what he's up to. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's get into our stories now. Now, first story, Samuel Enim Ado, a former member of the Ghana Football Association's Executive Council, has pleaded not guilty to charges against him by the GFA's prosecutor. Now, Ado challenged the charges and claimed they were defective. Mr. Ado accused the referee Maxwell Hansen of questionable refereeing in the Ghana Premier League and other competitions in response to a similar complaint by Accra Lions after Hansen's controversial performance in the League match against Dreams FC. Now, away from that, a dominant second-half display helped Chelsea beat Wolves to end their 5-game winless run in the Premier League and move into the top 4. Having seen Tosin Adarabio's opener cancelled out by Chelsea fans would be very delighted to be in the top 4. Well, let's see how that goes, whether they'll still maintain that position or probably maybe drop or climb up. Let's see how that goes. Away from that now, former world number 2 Paula Badosa broke new ground on Tuesday in Melbourne with a 7-5, 6-4 win over world number 3 Coco Gauff. Now in the quarterfinals of the Australian Open, a win that puts the Spaniard into a Grand Slam semi-final for the first time in her career. Well, that wraps it up for sports updates right here on the show. Well, visit the MX24 app to catch up on all the fun and excitement of the AM Club shows, including featuring engaging conversations, thrilling live segments, and exclusive content you don't want to miss. All you have to do is just head straight to mx24.app/AM Club. A very big thank you to Betway for holding us down.
Thank you so much for that, DJ. Of course, we're moving straight to some entertainment, but make sure to stay right here on the platform for all updates and sports, of course, entertainment, everything there is in terms of content that will excite you right here on MX24. Let's get into some entertainment and showbiz right after this.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
Good morning. How are you? Good morning. How are you doing?
You're greeting us.
We didn't know that you were.
Usually, you greet them
first. You're greeting the audience.
Sometimes
we didn't know that you were.
Mix it up a bit, right?
Are you okay?
I'm good. How
are
you? Yes, I'm fine.
Yeah? Okay, all right. I'm not gonna make this girl cry on set.
Big girls.
Hey girls, with the short dress, with the curly hair.
Yeah, sometimes they want me to show. So you see, yesterday they say I should show hands. This time they say legs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I tire you at this point. How you doing?
Hi guys, I'm good, thank you.
Okay.
Ask me.
How you doing?
I'm successful. I'm good. I'm kind. I'm rich. I'm a D-bard.
Okay.
You're the what?
Bard.
A D-bard.
D-bard. I mean diva.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how we say it on social media.
D-bard.
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 Oh Lord.
I'll see you, Lord. He's tired.
Give up.
Okay, let's quickly get into it. Now let's talk a little bit about TGMA. What category were you expecting them to add this year?
Whatever they've added now.
Hey, my brother. Why did they make you text like this?
Yes, whatever, because it's been a long time coming. So whatever they've added now, which I know you're getting into it.
I know.
Okay, get into it. Let's see if it's what I'm thinking.
Okay, so for the Scott Evans and the other people and the King's kids,
I see.
you guys, when I'm fasting, it's come to pass.
I pick it.
Urban gospel song of the year.
It's a category. Urban
Contemporary gospel
song of the year.
So, Ghana Music Awards has announced the addition of an exciting new category to its awards lineup: Best Urban Contemporary Gospel Song. This was made known through TGMA's official social media platforms, stirring enthusiasm among gospel music lovers and industry stakeholders. This new category aims to honor the most popular gospel song that blends modern genres like R&B, hip-hop, and pop with traditional gospel elements, reflecting the evolving nature of gospel music in Ghana. By doing so, it seeks to spotlight the creativity of gospel artists who push the boundaries to the genres while maintaining its spiritual essence. Who would you say is one of your best urban gospel musicians?
Urban gospel musician. Oh my goody God.
I have my best.
Okay, so 1,000, of course. Adam Evangelist, yes.
Ooh.
These two are my favorite. I love them. They have the personality, they have the vibe. Banfra, they are not. Wait. Oh, I forgot my baby. David the Music Box. I have 3 actually. Yeah, David the Music Box. 1,000, and then Adam the Evangelist.
Yeah.
Evangelist.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Internationally.
Internationally, it's definitely going to be Anatolia for now. Anatolia, yes, Anatolia. Yes, Anatolia.
What about you,
and then, the Maverick City guys.
Maverick City, yeah.
Chandler Moore.
Yeah, urban.
Chandler Moore.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Urban.
Chandler Moore.
JKD, what about you? I know what you say.
No, me don't ask me.
Because you're plenty.
Charlie, they're all my
Listen, first top 3, I beg.
I can't even.
Okay, you top 5. Top 5. I beg.
I cannot even put a top 5, Mimi.
Yeah. Top 10.
Don't let me do this now. Don't let me do this. They are all my people. I will get into trouble.
I mean, tell them there is no hard feelings.
No hard feelings. But she's giving top 10. I can give you top 20.
Hey, right.
I can give you top 20.
Oh yeah. The gospel. Listen,
they are lots.
Yeah.
Hey, so rough.
Have you heard of the King's Crew? Those 3 guys who rap like Jesus is the only one that
listen.
Okay, now that you know that they do gospel.
They are a lot.
Me? Oh, let's go.
They are a lot. I tell you, they are a lot.
Yeah. I speak in tongues. Yeah. The beat is not doing well.
She blamed it on the beat.
She
blamed it on the beat.
Yes, the beat is not going well.
Honestly, I mean, I'm excited about this, and I'm just hoping that it's since there are a lot. I mean, in every category, there are people who frontline it. You get it, but this category, like urban gospel itself.
Everybody's a frontliner.
Everyone is a frontliner. Right.
You get me? There are a lot.
Yeah.
So, I just want to use this opportunity to say that God bless all of them because they've really fought a fight. They've invested to the extent that now Ghana's biggest music, how would I put it? Award scheme has recognized that these people
recognized that it's not just gospel music. We can't just because it's
don't put them in the box.
Force. Like
they're investing.
Exactly.
You get me? So big shouts to all of them.
Right.
I cannot leave one person out.
Can't leave one. Okay, we're moving on away from that. We're talking about Ini Idu now. Ini Idu opens up about her fertility issues and the reason why she opted for surrogacy. She spoke about this in the recent episode of Young
reality
Famous.
TV show.
Yeah, Young Famous and then African. So let's get into it. Nigerian actress Ini Idu has shared her emotional journey with miscarriages, surrogacy, and single motherhood on the reality show Young Famous and African. Ini revealed that she experienced over 6 miscarriages and multiple failed IVF attempts, leading her to consider surrogacy as a viable option. She eventually became a mother through surrogacy, but is raising her child alone as the father is absent from their life. Ini confessed that she is content with her decision to raise her child independently. I'm happy and I'm glad that she's finally coming out to talk about it. There's so many people who are dealing with these issues, and I think that if they see like that, I've actually come out to talk about it, then they're not going to feel bad about it, So I'm happy about that.
For her as well. I mean, motherhood is a beautiful thing.
Motherhood
it changes everything. Parenthood is a beautiful thing. It changes everything. It changes you can be a great person, and then when you have a child, you become a greater person because they will test every part of it. Parenthood will test you to the core. And sometimes
I heard you don't have alone time, space.
What are you using space for?
To
think about what?
Refresh.
In their mind.
Refresh.
They are the most important. The people who have peace, by the way, are the fathers. Most fathers.
Okay.
Most fathers are able to have their alone time and their peaceful moment. Because yesterday we were learning something on Jason Ale's show about fatherhood, and I think the guest talked about what the position of a man is, and why you might not get equal celebration as mothers. Because mothers, even if you're a strict mother, you still be the one the children will run to. in recent times, we've seen some really cool fathers who are like friends with their children. That's rarely the case. You know, mothers always get that best part. But that's the nature of women, nurturers. They're supposed to bring together. Men are supposed to direct. And that's why if you're dating a man who is not leading you, it's a problem.
Lead me.
if you're dating a man who understand the path or even the journey you're on, red flag.
It's not just red though.
It's what?
All the bright colors coming together, the rainbow.
What am I going to do with you, this girl? so I mean, I think that it has helped her embrace her personality. Have you seen where she's moving? Iniedo has always looked like the conservative type, but now she's open, she's exploring, she's exciting. Her personality has come out in different shapes and forms. So I'm excited for her. Parenthood is a beautiful thing.
Definitely. Okay, moving on way to our last story. Now, our mommy of Lagos. She's not happy. She's not happy. You guys, why are you upsetting
Is she
her?
not in the Abrochi now? She's in Abrochi now, eh?
She's not happy, oh. Mommy of Lagos is not happy. Now, she says EFCC is the most wicked organization in Nigeria. The wickedest. Most wickedest.
The wickedest. What did they do to her now?
Now let's quickly get into it. Nigerian transgender Bobrisky has slammed the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, calling it the most wicked organization in Nigeria. Bobrisky's outburst came in response to the EFCC's plea for empathy following the death of one of its officials during a raid in Anambra State. Bobrisky accused the EFCC of hypocrisy, recalling his own experience in their custody where he claimed he was unfairly treated and accused of money laundering. He stated that the police are 100% better and than the EFCC, expressing his disdain for the commission. Let's take a look at the screenshots. Oh, okay. Well, Bobrisky posted some things. Oh, it's here. Okay. So he says, I just don't like reading anything about EFCC online because I feel like I want to throw up each time I read about them. You are asking the public to be human about the loss of one of your staff, but you are the most wicked people in Nigeria. When I was in your custody, you took me to my house and searched my house. When I asked you guys why you claim I'm into money laundering, you want to check if I'm not printing money in my house. Police are 100% better than you all 1 million times. After writing my statement, you asked me to give you Papaya number. I told you I don't have her number. Even if I'm not talking to her, I wouldn't be heartless to set her up like that because I wasn't trained to be a snitch. After writing my statement, you asked me to give you, oh, okay, it's the same thing. It's the same thing, yeah. Moving on. I'm a good citizen that obeys laws. If not immediately I got your invitation letter, I would have flew out of Nigeria because I had 2 country visa on my passport. But I said, no, I'm a public figure. Let me honor their invitation. Guys, always put password on your Instagram and WhatsApp on your app, please. Guys, always put passwords on your Instagram and WhatsApp on your app, please. You need your privacy and safe for the people you talk to. EFCC took my phone for 1 week, checked all my emails. They didn't see anything. They thought I was doing fraud. They asked to see my WhatsApp. I said no. You have no business with my private conversation. If I was doing fraud, my email would have said it all. Lastly, business owners, stop selling your stuff in dollars. They are using that one to arrest people too. One of my friends is their victim. They went to his store and pretended to be a customer and wanted to purchase one of his items in the store, and they offered to pay him in dollars. He told them to pay. Now so them arrest them. All right. Whew. What do you think about this? Mami or Lagos PR?
I will not take that position from Diana.Kumbe, but since she's not here, let me stand in for my baby girl. She's the PR for Bobrisky.
Yeah.
And so as her sister,
as a deputy,
as her sister, I'm not going to be PR for Bobrisky. As her sister, I'm just going to be doing what she probably would have done.
Yeah.
I think that she speaks her truth. And if someone talks out of experience, you cannot downplay that. You cannot undermine or invalidate that. I think EFCC itself has come under so much fire, especially based on some of their operations. They have vandalized and invaded people's homes unauthorized or illegally. You know, because again, no matter what kind of force you are, there's a way you operate that you don't infringe on the rights of people. Nigerians have complained quite a number of times, some of them out of fear, because sometimes, you know, they are attacked in ways that, you know, I'm not a criminal, I'm just in my house. You invade my house and beat me on top of it. So these stories have come online, we've seen it. And so when he's speaking from this point, you can tell that it's from a place of experience and you cannot downplay it.
I think she's had it up to here.
Yeah, and I think there's always a way to handle the police force, and the EFCC can do better for Nigerians. Now, not all Nigerians are thieves, you know, and so you don't treat everybody like a criminal. I think some of the videos that we've seen are just very disheartening. Yeah, very disheartening.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we have for you today on Entertainment News segment. My name is Stephanie Flashley. I'll come your way same time tomorrow, not next week. Tomorrow. I'll come your way same time tomorrow. Now, today, I am looking beautiful as usual. Thank you so much, big girls. My hair, don't you forget, is by the Face Beats Beauty Studio. So you can locate them at UPSA, opposite the Piccola Heights, and they're going to get your hair done for you. I'm out. Enjoy the rest of the show.
I love your landmarks. They are all opposite something.
Of course, it has to be easy.
Finally, you let Galaxy, Milky Way Galaxy go.
Exactly.
Wow.
These people, their offer was...
They're juicy.
It was juicy, yeah.
It was hard traveling to the Milky.
Exactly. My pilot was always making me late. Yeah, so...
Wow, and the chain is Cartier, isn't it?
No, it's not Cartier.
This one?
Hey, you've ditched Cartier too.
You've ditched Cartier, or the watch is Cartier?
It's Chanel now.
Yes.
And the watch is Cartier, right?
The watch is not Cartier.
It's who?
It's Chanel.
Hey,
she's ditched.
You've ditched Cartier too?
Yes.
Girl, I want to be you.
She's coming for the money. You get to her, you bid higher. It's a done deal.
We're good to go. Yeah. Now, did you know that all the 41 LPG companies and 800 stations across the country are 100% built and operated by indigenous Ghanaians? When you refill your cylinder with us, you support the growth of indigenous businesses and create more jobs. But that's not the only reason for you to choose us. Our LPG distribution system offers unbeatable value, allowing you to buy any amount of the product in whichever quantities you need, making it incredibly pocket-friendly. Worried about being cheated? With us, you support or you watch Philly as your cylinder gets filled. Plus, we have weighing scales at every station, so you can't double-check the weight of the quantity filled. That is trust guaranteed. Switch to LPG for your car, especially if you drive a taxi. It is more environmentally friendly, helping protect our precious ecosystem. Go green with LPG and make a difference. Remember, when the last tree dies, the last man dies. Refill your LPG cylinder at your nearest gas station and help save the forest and environment. Let's protect Ghana for this generation and the next. LPG Marketing Company Association of Ghana, your affordable, pocket-friendly, trustworthy, and eco-friendly choice.
Well, in today's dynamic business environment, a robust workforce is pivotal to achieving success. This is why we have thoughtfully designed our corporate health insurance plans to empower your employees and bolster your organization's performance. Now, with Equity Health Insurance, your investment transcends ordinary insurance. It represents a commitment to the future of your company. Our health plans are individually tailored to accommodate the unique needs of your employees, offering comprehensive coverage and exceptional benefits. So, our support goes beyond administrative tasks and premiums. At Equity Health Insurance, we are dedicated to standing by your side throughout the entire journey. So go ahead, reach us on 0501-515-124, 0539-135073 so that we can further enhance the level of service we provide to you. Always #here for you. That's about it for Coffee Daily.
Yes.
Brought you can courtesy Cowbell Coffee. Yes, Cowbell Coffee stays there with you.
Energy this morning.
Every moment.
Now, I don't know what to do with this energy after work. I don't know. What am I going to be doing with all of this energy after work?
Well, that's about you. You can do some push-ups.
Yeah, I can just go and roam in town.
Yeah.
What is it? It says Tuesday.
Yeah, today's Tuesday.
And people are fasting, so nobody will mind me if I to invite you for lunch. But anyway, I guess I'll figure out what to do with my energy. But thank you, Cowbell Coffee, for giving me the energy I need, the needed energy for this morning.
Most definitely. Up next is Lifestyle Daily. Let's get to talk about fire. We'll be right back.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
Every day is packed with its own surprises. You never know which thrill is around the corner.
Feel good. Feel good.
Or how it will play out. There's a sense of excitement.
Did our plane just stop? Another cash out.
That adds a little magic to my everyday.
Feels like a party tonight.
Michael has been exceptional, surpassed all his targets. Let's hear from this year's Staff of the Year.
This wouldn't be possible without a strong relationship. You've been with me through university. All those days of studying together just to ace those tests, which we did, by the way. And those days of the side hustles, you were there. All of these have prepared me for this moment. Cowbell Coffee has been there with me every single step of the way.
For the big days and the seemingly ordinary, creamy Cowbell Coffee is with you every moment.
This advert is FDA approved.
Sisi ma send you obia sika ma no enti me twem kwadwo na ponche na
soa ma send pictures na ma choose ni ope na fe send sika no ma no
Sending money from Telecel Cash to Telecel Cash is free. You can also make payments to merchants on all networks with Telecel Cash.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Shopping just got easier, better, and smarter. HZ Department Store, your trusted go-to shopping destination in Ghana. It's live online. Experience the same trusted in-store excellence from the comfort of your home. From fashion to lifestyle essentials, we've redefined shopping to suit your lifestyle. Simply visit www.onlinestore.azgroupgh.com. Browse, click, and enjoy seamless shopping anytime, anywhere.
The offers get even better. 10% discount on first order, free delivery. Note that you can pay via cash on delivery, Momo, and Visa. A to Z Department Store, lifestyle redefined.
Your home, your sanctuary, and a reflection of your personality, your style, your dreams. At Accento Projects, we understand the importance of bringing your vision to life. With a decade of expertise, we've mastered the art of transforming spaces. Right from historic restorations to modern marvels, we solve complex building problems with creativity, craftsmanship, and dedication. Whether you are renovating, restoring, building anew, or simply refining your space, we listen, we care, and we deliver exceptional results. Accento Projects Limited. We don't just build structures, we bring your dreams to life. Contact us today at on 02-0888-2722 or 027-114-2749.
Okay, welcome back to the AM Club right here on MX24. My name is Miriam Uduak-Mensah. Wow, we're getting into big conversations right here on the show. It's Tuesday, so we're going to be touching on very important conversations that bother on the average Ghanaian or even the Ghanaian at large. So please stay right here with us. We'll be getting into that quickly. But before we get into that, at Equity Health Insurance, the well-being of our members takes precedence. We recognize the unique healthcare needs of individuals and families, which is why we are delighted to present our Ebusua Health Plan. This health plan is crafted to promote the enduring health and happiness of you and your loved ones. Our plans are meticulously tailored to offer comprehensive and competitive health insurance coverage for individuals, families, and smaller groups. Access to quality care is just a phone call away, offering continual assurance of your family's welfare. Contact us today on 0546 645 465 or 0503-860381. Equity Health Insurance. We say always here for you.
Now, are you passionate about interior design but don't know where to start now? Or maybe you are an aspiring designer looking forward to elevate your skills? Well, look no further. Introducing Design Lab by Salem Dreammaker, powered by Accento Projects Limited. Our comprehensive training and coaching courses are designed to solve the biggest challenges faced by both budding interior designers and construction teams. Now, from mastering the latest design trends to understanding client needs and project management, we've got you covered. Whether you are a complete beginner or looking to refine your skills, our courses offer something for everyone. Learn from industry experts, gain hands-on experience, and join a community of like-minded creators. Register to reserve a slot for our January sessions and transform your passion into a thriving career. Our students have gone on to create stunning spaces and successful businesses. Ready to take the next step? I tell you what, contact us today on 020-888-2722 or visit our office at East Legon Ajengano Design Lab, where your design dreams comes to life.
That's right, shopping just got easier, better, and smarter. 8Z Department Store, your trusted go-to shopping destination in Ghana, is now live online. Yes, we are live online. Experience the same trusted in-store excellence from the comfort of your home. From fashion to lifestyle essentials, with redefined shopping to suit your lifestyle. Simply visit www.onlinestore@azgroup.com. Browse, click, and enjoy seamless shopping anytime, anywhere. The website is www.onlinestore.azgroup.com. A to Z Department Store, shopping redefined. Go there and grab everything exciting, especially for my ladies, my girlies. It's a new year. Change the wardrobe. Change that, at least buy one bag, hang it there, be proud of yourself. You have to enjoy your hard labor. And so please run to A to Z Department. So great thing is that you don't have to go to the shop. You just sit at the comfort of your home and make all these purchases, and it will be delivered to you. And remember, we have 10% discount on every purchase. You can pay via Momo, Visa, or any of the platforms, online platforms that you could make payments through. And also you can pay on delivery. See, it's actually that cool. So please jump on there and thank me later. Jay?
Good. Now, for our big conversation today, we will discuss the recent fire outbreaks, their causes and methods for preventing these disasters. And Ghana is not the only one at this fate. We've seen that happening in the LA, California, and it's not looking pretty at all. Some are saying it's spiritual, some are saying it's on a different level altogether. And I love the fact that when I did mention spiritual, our guest, laughed to it. But well, sir, good morning and welcome to the show. Please kindly introduce yourself to us.
Good morning, and thank you for having me on this platform. But this is the very first time I'm coming here.
Yes.
But MX TV, MX24 is one of the channels I've been watching every now and then.
Oh, we're excited about that.
All right, so my name is Michael Walter Okine. I'm a station officer 1 with the Public Relations Department of the Ghana National Fire Service.
Wonderful.
That's our headquarters.
Right.
Yes, pardon me for my voice.
It's fine.
It's not the best, but we would have to manage with it.
Most definitely. Great.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for joining us. When it comes to Ghana, all right, if we look at the position in which these disasters often happen, we would realize that mostly when we're entering into a new year, just at the beginning of the year, things like this prop up. And also the timing as well, mostly in the evenings. Sir, we want to find out, what are the likely causes of these outbreaks?
Thank you once again. Let me say, in fact, normally it doesn't start after the year, or let me say the beginning of the year. It's normally associated with the Harmattan season.
Okay.
And the ones I mentioned, the Harmattan season, I'm not saying the Harmattan season are the causes of these fires. What I'm saying is they may be the contributing factor.
Okay.
But then the causes of these fires are human factors. Let me start by saying that we have 5 main causes of fires. We have carelessness, we have ignorance, we have accidents, we have arson, that is a deliberate act, and then we have natural causes. So this can be divided into 2 parts. The God factor, which is beyond our control, that is the natural factor. There are other causes that can lead to those natural factors. But if it is as a result of lightning or thunder, then it is ignorance act. Because one thing is, once you put up a building or a structure, you should know that lightning can strike and those things can compromise by fire. So what you need to do is to have a proper earthing system and then a lighting arrestor on your building. So the causes of the natural ones, even in a way, can be stopped. If it is hurricane, if it is typhoon, or those ones you don't have control over them. But when you look at the other 4 that I mentioned, these are purely human factors. These are purely human factors. So during the Harmattan season, what the Harmattan does is that it takes out moisture in every flammable substance. So even when you see the green leaf out there, it is such that all the moisture that is to prevent fires from consuming the green leaf,
it's not there.
It's not there. As we sit on our chairs, all these chairs in a way have given off their moisture. That is some level of water base that is in it.
Okay.
So the introduction of fire, everything bends without control.
Wow.
We will go to, because we want to have the conversation in a more relatable way.
Yeah, so I'll be relating it because you wanted to know why we record much fires around.
I'm getting into a different conversation. Yeah. I'm getting into a different
conversation.
I wanted us to cement, like, just get that on, because when we're about to have this conversation, just yesterday, I was just having conversations with other people, and you know, that was the main thing that propped up. That ebani Ghana dear, ye share January mu, ye rafi mu, fufrona na.
That is what you think. Yes. During the Harmattan, the rainy season too, we record a lot of.
But you know how we like to make things look a certain type of way. Yeah. So we'll move to the market fires that we've recorded. I mean, this has continued for years. I mean, every now and then we record the fire outbreaks in the market spaces. One would say that our concern, and I've said it on this platform before, that my concern is that over the years when we have had these issues, we've never been able to curb the situation. And from your office, we want to believe that there has been things that have been put in place to curb this situation. What are they?
Okay, so let me tell you one thing. The truth of the issue is most of these markets we have there are not built markets. They are formed markets.
Explain.
What I mean by formed market is that, you see, when you build a market, proper measures are put in place. Designs and other things, when they are put in place, we have what we call early detection and warning systems are provided for all those stores or shops that are built. You understand? Gagway, Alex, exits and other things are provided. So even when there's an emergency, the fire vehicle can drive into those places and then things will be done. Suppression systems will be there. Proper segregation will be done in the markets. Here, when you go to these markets, they are makeshift structures. They are wooden structures. Because it is not built. When ECG is even providing them with electricity, it is a problem. One person taps and then everybody takes from that person. So we would have as much as 50, 70, 100 people drawing from the same line, which in itself is a disaster on its own.
On its own, right.
So proper segregation are not that. When you go to the markets now, somebody is selling clothes, somebody is cooking here, but when it is a built market, what we do is proper segregation. You know when you are going to where they sell foods, it's at the left wing. When you go there, proper demarcations are done. Proper safety measures are incorporated into those areas. So by the time the building is constructed, all provision would have been made for exit ways in case of emergency, how people can run out to save lives. And then all those things. But because they are makeshift structures, as the fire started, just after, a day after the fires, people were down there doing construction.
They're starting a new
They are starting a new market. On countless of occasions, we've come up with a lot of findings that led to some of these fires. But you know, people, most of you normally ask, why don't we make it public? But our regulations do not permit us.
Is that so?
Yeah, exactly. And even that, when those places, when your building goes up in flames, you would have to request. You have to pay something and request for an investigation.
That I know.
When we are done, we hand it over to you. If you choose to make it public, that is you.
Wow.
It is not the doing of the Ghana National Fire Service. And we are not mandated to go out there and then put the findings of someone's fire that was engulfed in someone's property that was engulfed in fire to be made public to the general public. No.
But when it comes to a space like the market,
so the markets belong to the district assemblies.
They also still have to request.
So the district assemblies will request, and when we are done with our findings, we submit the reports to the district assemblies.
In your opinion, sir, do you think that regulation should be tweaked or looked at a little now that we're reviewing the constitution of this country, or we're about to review the constitution of this country? Do you think that should be worked on a little bit so that when some of these things come up, at least the public knows what might have happened? Because you know, half of the people in the markets are, for lack of a better expression, are uneducated, or the illiteracy level.
Please be careful.
That's why I said, for lack of a better expression.
Because there are some there who are highly educated.
But then again, the initial posture of someone who has just lost their property is, how am I going to get it back? They're not worried about looking for why the fire even happened in the first place. That is why you're going to be seeing people come to start their buildings or start their sheds immediately after a fire.
You know something?
No.
You're pushing me to the wall.
No, I want to find out.
We need the political will. When we have the political will, the assemblies will have what it takes to speak to those issues. I believe just after the fire, you heard what people were saying. It's because they don't believe in the district assemblies. What they are thinking is that when they allow the district assemblies to build those markets for them, it will be taken away from them. So we need a political will.
We need a political will.
Exactly.
Okay, so His Excellency, Mr. President John Dramani Mahama, you heard it from here. Now let's move to one of the issues that has come up, and quite honestly, I've heard some of your officials talk about it being untrue. When the fire starts, let's start from the place, the times. And Jay asked that earlier, but I don't know if you answered it, but I didn't quite get the answer that I was expecting. So I'm going to ask again. The times the fires break out, it's usually in the night. Is there any scientific, explanation to that? Why do the fires come up during the night? Most of them that we've recorded, especially the ones for the market.
So let me tell you one thing. Activities done during the day sometimes are the problems. Fires could start during the day. It could be as a rich mixture of oxygen or fuel and heat, awaiting oxygen. Anything is capable of that going on. You are here today. If care is not taken, you may have left some electrical gadget on. It will be smoldering, 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 slow, slow, slow. By the time you realize, in the evening, you all live here, and then you hear the premises is on fire. So it's not necessarily the activities that goes on during the night, but there are also activities that goes on during the night. In those markets. You go there, people are selling drinks, people are smoking, people sleep in those markets. They use mosquito coils and other things. These are some of the things that can also start fires, because most of them are naked fires. Who is there to check what happens in those markets during the evening? These are some of the things. Who cook on the markets, and when they are leaving, how do they even douse those fires they cook with? Flying ambers and other things can cause problems.
Right.
There are some of the people who would leave their fish, especially those smoked fishes, under those locally manufactured ovens, because they want the fishes to look so fresh in the morning, and then they leave packets of fires and other things. Who regulates it? Who checks all those ones? Do the markets have security people who go around after everybody have left to check whether fridges, freezers, and other things are off? Because it is a storing process, they leave all those things on. And these are some of the things that also happens during the night. Because you don't have people to attend to those things during the night, it also becomes a problem.
Okay.
And it all boils down to the fact that if we had a built market, then we would have all these regulations in place.
Absolutely.
Which
will even in your absence, if the fires will start because of the detection and the suppression systems, the early detection systems will pick it up because they're automatic. Send it to the suppression systems, and then they will douse it.
Okay. I would want us to break free a little bit from the markets.
Okay.
I believe it's not only the space where it's got burnt before, although it's been rampant when it comes to market activities and everything. But maybe in your own home, I've seen somebody's house being burnt before. Let's touch base on the behavioral, attitudes. What are some of the things that we put to negligence that we may want to, educate the public right now as we speak? Because sometimes you get into a space, you see a fire extinguisher, there are some people who don't even know how to use it, but then it's there. Even in cars, we are even stopped by, police to find out whether you have a fire extinguisher in your car or not. And if you don't have it, yes, you definitely, have some penalties to pay or some way, somehow. Let's talk about the negligence and what we can use, what we can do better, as citizens, so we don't find ourselves into these things. Apart from that,
I think I started by saying we have 5 main causes of fires. Out of the 5, 4 are human factors. I always ask myself, why do you chastise the fire service for not getting there on time? Coming there, we did not cause the problems of the fires in your house. It is out of, just like you said, negligence on your part that those fires start in your respective houses. Because we have the do's and don'ts out there. That is why we keep saying that safety in itself is a shared responsibility. You have a role to play. I don't stay in your house. I don't stay in the same neighborhood with you. Even if I do, I may not know what is going on in your house. I hope you understand. So if we are able to follow all those do's and don'ts, then we'll be free from those fires. Why are the fires not happening in my house? Why is it happening in your house? It's because you are not doing something right.
Right, okay.
What we are saying is that, look, when you go to the houses, there are 2 main causes of fire. It's either electricity or fires coming from your kitchen. You run your kitchen. You run electricity in your house. If it's as a result of the fan, we are saying that when it comes to those ones, most of these are gadgets. Some are what? Some have what we call thermostats. The thermostats, the functions of those thermostats are to tell you, or they are to regulate when your electrical gadgets are getting more heated. You see, when they are getting overheated, those thermostats are there to regulate it, so it will cut. Things like air conditions, fridges, freezer, and irons, they have a thermostat. That will cut them. So you'll be using your iron, you don't know what it is. It is that it is overheating. So the thermostat will regulate it such that it will take a breather. So you hear your fridge, then you hear cut. It cuts to take what? A breather. You hear your freezer, the same sound. your air condition will be on and then it goes off a little and then it comes back again. Those are being regulated by what? Thermostats. Other gadgets like your television doesn't have a thermostat. Like your sound system doesn't have a thermostat. Like your ceiling fans or your standing fans, they do not have thermostats. So as it continues to work, what it means is that it is generating more heat. Unfortunately, I have a video on my laptop. I would have shown you. That one is a purely power fluctuation because the fan was there, it was plugged. But the truth of the issue is the fan was not on, it was not working. But nobody was attending to it. Yeah. I think there was a heat build up, and then all of a sudden the standing fan started burning. And then the whole room caught fire. We have some of these videos, we'll share with you.
Yes, please.
I hope you understand what I'm saying.
We do.
So if you also have a fridge, let me tell you, most of our electrical gadgets we use in our respective houses, they are faulty. If you have a fridge, some say, hey, maybe fridge, a low fridge now, why? Even when you place water at the fridge side, it becomes ice. The only thing the fridge is telling you is that your fridge is not functioning properly because the thermostat is not working. So as the heat continues to build up, one day it will start fires in your respective houses. And some of those things will have to be checked.
Yeah.
When we go to our our kitchen, most of our people are using for the fear of theft of their cylinders, they are using their cylinders in the kitchen, which is also a no. Most of you go to the other day I came to your house and you were using a mobile phone in the kitchen, and that is a no.
Hey God, that's not true.
Maybe you're using a mobile phone in your kitchen.
Yes, oh yes.
It's not me, it's the TikTokers.
Wow.
But now, the reason why he can actually make such an assumption is that, see, we are all videoing our cooking process. Like, you must know that we're cooking.
These are
and that is wrong?
Yes, indeed, it's wrong. In the kitchen, you're not supposed to be using your mobile phone.
No. Well, I didn't know this. This is my first time hearing this.
This is your first time hearing it. We recorded a lot of deaths during the COVID era, where people were using their mobile phones, cooking and talking. These are things we experience. You see, when we are educating people like this, some of our findings when it comes to investigations, what we do is to teach you with those ones.
With those ones, yes.
Exactly.
No, but I have a big problem. I have a big problem with the findings being paid for. But that's a conversation I have with you backdoor, because my friend lost his whole company, and when he was looking for the investigations being done, it was a long process to get the report. But let's talk about the water situation. I'm bringing this in because you talked about it's not your fault that you got there late, because you don't know what you're doing. I'm doing in my house.
Most of our people don't even know the numbers to the Ghana National Fire Service.
No, we don't. Lots of people don't. Yes.
Yeah, so when you ask them, anytime it happens, you get there and then he said, oh, we've called the fire service on several occasions. I stay at the Greater Estates. And I have my pork joint at the Madam Mission there. So, and you see, I'm a very nocturnal human being. I work very late. So, I was once coming from Osu. I think it was a Friday night. I went through Osu before coming, because I'm a Osu boy. So before getting home, I got to the Madam Mission Junction somewhere around 1 a.m. And then I realized a building was on fire. And because they know me, they said, hey, fire. So I pulled over. And we've called your people about 800 meters away. There's a Lekma fire station there. And then they were like, we've called your people on several occasions. And the people said, oh, who called? Kwame said, Yao said Mansa said Menu. And you see, at the end of the day, it was quick. Which number did you call? They said, oh, I called MX24. If you call MX24, you've not called fire service. And do you know what MX24 you did? You placed it on air and said, oh, if the firemen are listening to us, information reaching us is that there's fire at the Mana Junction. You've not reported your fire. How many radio stations do we have? How many television stations do we have in Ghana? What makes you think we are monitoring MS4 at a particular time? I'm only using your radio station, your television station because I'm here. What makes you think we are monitoring that one at a particular time? You can't have all the radio stations in our monitoring rooms. Or all the television stations in our monitoring room. We flip the dial to search what is going on and all that. So you've not reported fire. So when they were claiming they had called the fire service, in fact, they had not called. I quickly called the fire service, and in less than 2 minutes, they were there.
With water in the tank?
With water in the tank.
But why do people always complain that you people don't have water?
You see, it's because of what has been perpetrated until it has sunk with people, and they're all thinking, look, this is a paramilitary organization. Our weapon is water. So if we run out of water, we'll book the vehicle out of commission. If a particular station runs out of water, it will book the station out of commission. What we mean by out of commission is that the station is not functioning. So if there's fire, they will take it to another station, another close station to come. And you know, it is a parade. When one crew is leaving for another crew. In fact, if even there's a drop, if the tank, there's a drop of water shortage, they will not take over. And that is tantamount to what? A query. Can be queried for that. Because water is what we used. There has never been a situation where we move to the fire scene, go and observe what is going on before we go and look for water. Why? I mean, even if it is true, ask yourself, are you saying there's no one sensible human being at fire service who will wait till the fire starts, we move the vehicle, go and have a look at the fire, and then before we go and look for water? No. This is a parade with their commanders. The incoming crew, they have their commander. The outgoing crew, they have their commander. And then we have our heads to come and examine. They will all climb, go and check the water in the tank and ensure that if it is above the tank, the gauge, you are good to go. But if it's just a drop from the gauge, then there's a problem.
Interesting.
And somebody will be queried for it. Remember, we are uniform personnel.
Yes.
So we don't compromise on things. It's not to say, oh, okay, it is time for you to go, so you are going, and the other crew are working. No. There's a parade that is done.
So there's not been any instance where
there has never been.
Was
let me tell you something. Out of commission vehicles that are spoiled in our stations, go there. You can visit us unceremoniously.
We will.
Go there. Vehicles that are booked out of commission, their water is up to the gauge. If there's a vehicle that is not been working for 2 years, 10 years, 100 years, once it's on our premises, water is supposed to be in it. How much more commission vehicles? This is something people, let me ask you, you know we add something to our water in fighting fires, don't you?
Yes.
You are aware of that. You're also aware of that. But do you know we don't add anything? What are the properties of water? Colorless, odorless, shapeless, takes its shape in the container in which you freezes at 0 degrees Celsius, boils at 100 degrees. That is drinkable water. It's what we fight the fires with. But all those people have sunk this into your head that we add some chemicals before we use them in dousing fires.
Don't?
We don't.
So it's just pure water you use in fighting?
It's just pure water. But it depends on the type of fire. If it is a Class B fire, which flammable fuel, we have what we call foam concentrate.
Yes.
We have the foam generating machine, and then we run water through it. The issue is when you pour water on it, because water is denser than those hydrocarbons, it will float on top. So the fires will be burning on top. But we need to eliminate oxygen. So what we do is when we use the foam, it covers the circumference of the burning substance, thereby preventing oxygen from entering. And then automatically the fires are doused. Apart from the aqueous foam that we use, there's nothing like adding chemicals to.
So today we've been schooled, you and I and Jay, who have been thinking that the Ghana Fire Service put some chemical. However, this I believe you because I've heard most of your colleagues talk about the fact that there has never been a case where you go to a fire site or a site that is burning without water in your tank. Now, if you claim that you know that for a fact this has happened before, please tell us, because he's here, he doesn't know. According to the structures of the Ghana Fire Service, you're not supposed to move a car that does not have water in it. Send in your WhatsApp message to 055-033-1511. Let's hear from you. Give us your story so that we could address it. Now let's come back into the studio. So, allegations debanned. There has never been a case where Ghana Fire Service gets a fire space and there's no water in the tank.
Not at all.
Also, there's no chemical in that water. It's pure water we use in Now I'm a fire service person.
Before you ask your next question.
Yeah, you talked about extinguishers and other things.
But before you move to it, how do you feel when these things are being said? I mean, on the side of you moving the allegations that are meted to the Ghana National Fire Service.
Everybody feels bad. You see, sometimes, but you realize it is out of ignorance that people speak. And you see, there was a time I was on one of your sister television stations, and then somebody called, and they made an allegation. And then I asked one simple question. When I asked a simple question, all he did was to hang up. Because the truth of the issue is, because I know either some of your people will be calling, or they will be
sending the WhatsApp message.
So I would not give answer to those ones. The truth of the issue is we all feel very bad. We all feel. The immediate past, you saw the lady who came and said the fire service came with fuel to come and burn.
Yeah. That of Cantamanto, right?
That of Cantamanto. And you realize how ignorant such people are.
Yeah.
So what we do is to educate them. What we do is to educate such people, for them to understand that, look, you can't even put a petrol in a tank and say, I'm going to burn Catamanto. You know how, when it comes to those hydrocarbons, that flame, it is not the fluid that catches fire. It is the vapor. So for fire service to put a fuel in a tank and say, we are going to burn Catamanto, the vehicle that got there, and the fire personnel there, it will be like, and then they will all be dead.
Yeah.
So that can never happen. Sure. Do you know why we use water as a medium of extinction? As the major medium of extinction?
No, sir.
You watch the latent heat. I hope you understand. The best medium will be water. Because it takes time for water to heat. Other products within the short time, they are heated. So even if you can use fuel to douse fires, within the shortest possible time, the fuel will be heated.
Yeah.
And that is enough to set everything there, including the one behind, or the driver who is pumping the water. So let's say the fuel to douse those fires. So these are purely ignorance acts. We sometimes feel sad because we also have kids who attend schools, they mingle. Most of them display their ignorance out there. Sometimes we are even surprised when people who are supposed to be known some of these things, because we all did basic science in elementary and then secondary schools. But yet they sit, especially the journalists like you sit on air and then you chastise the fires out of ignorance.
What could we do, sir, so that we can enlighten our people? One,
constant engagement with the Ghana National Fire Service.
Are we supposed to come to you, or
our doors are always open? We are always at your beck and call. We are also almost all the time asking for you to give us platform,
okay,
so that we can explain some of these things. And then when, in fact, my problem is when you go to the fire scene and then you listen to people who do not even understand what is going on, and then standby or passerbyers or whatever you call them, and then they say things and then you highlight those things. It becomes a problem. When they tell you, I'm not saying don't talk about it, but engage the fire service personnel so that together we'll be educating the general public on our modus operandi, so that the general public will know that, look, as citizens, we also have a role to play. I'm not in the house with you. I don't stay. So your activities in the house is what causes the fires. So when you call the fire service, we come in to correct your wrongdoing. We come in to correct your ignorance act. We come in to correct your carelessness. We come in to correct your accident. We come in to correct your deliberate act. We don't come there to set fires. It is your responsibility to know the numbers of the Ghana National Fire Service.
Not to catch you, please, what's the number?
To get to the Ghana National Fire Service is 192. That is the direct line.
192.
192.
192. But
and then we have the general emergency number. Okay. That is 112. 112. You can reach the fire service.
So it's 192 112.
Yes. We call our lines and play with it. So when you are calling and the phone is ringing, because it's an emergency line, what it is that it won't tell you that, oh, there's someone on the line. But we have more consoles. So, but if per chance you call and the line is going, but there is no response, one thing you should know is there's somebody on the line. Okay. And I would wish some of you would come to our stations. We'll take you to Fire Master Control, and you see the number of times those ladies there will be picking calls. Every second, they pick a call. Some call to play with our lines. Some call for all manner of things I can't even say on air. Especially during the night. When schools vacate. Elderly people call our lines to say things that will shock you.
Is there no form of regulation in that?
We are in talks with the telcos. The telcos are also selling their products, so they don't want to give you those lines. But national security is also on top of issues. And we'll be bringing perpetrators to book.
Yes, it's very necessary.
We got a message, and I love that you already touched on it, but this is coming from Kumsin. I'm going to do your message. It says, the fire that happened in Kantamanto, one lady made an allegation that they brought petrol to rather burn the place. And that's what you spoke about. But, I mean, one would say that, not on a lighter note, but looking at how intense the fire at Kantamanto was, how many hours would it take to burn out the entire place like that?
You see, the problem is we got there within 2 minutes.
Wow.
But the fire was such that it was raging from other parts. It's like packets of fires here, there, and other places. That was why. So what we had to do was to confine the fire. You see, you also chastise the fire service, because I heard somebody saying when the fire bill came, what they did was they were protecting the bank and all that. Look, when you get to a fire scene and the fire is well alight, you see everything has been compromised, everything is burning. There's a worldwide accepted technique in fighting fire, is to confine the fire to its origin. What do? You don't go chasing the fires. What you do is to confine the fire. To the general public, it doesn't make sense. But to the trained firemen, at any given time, we are doing two things. We are confining the fires. But what they do is, you see them pouring water on the adjoining buildings and not the fire itself. Because if you don't pour the water on the adjoining buildings, how does fire spread? We have direct burning, we have conduction, we have radiation. So these are the ways. If you don't do that, you'll be chasing the fire. Because as you are fighting it, the heat is also moving to other places. By the time you realize, it could start from the other other room, then by the time you realize the fire is here, and then it is there. So we have four main ways by which fires spread. So what you have to do is to confine the fire. You make sure that, okay, this one is already compromised. So let me pour the water on the adjoining building so that the fire can't travel again. And by so doing, when the fire reaches the decay stage, it all comes down, and then automatically fire is doused. You do not understand. I think some of these things I've mentioned, I would have to go back and explain so that you would understand. So when I talked about smoldering, where elimination of oxygen from the fire, you see, we have three elements that comes together to form fire: oxygen, fuel, and heat. And to douse those ones, you need to remove. There's always you have to remove one of those elements from it.
Okay.
So if you are removing heat, what are you doing?
You're dousing the fire.
Yeah, you are dousing the fire, but there's a terminology for it.
No, I don't know.
Which is starvation.
Okay, you're starving the fire.
You're starving the fire.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, heat is cooling the fire.
Okay.
And then removal of fuel from the fire is starvation.
Okay.
And then smoldering is where the limitation of oxygen, because you need oxygen to fan the fire. That is why when you light your coal pot, you fan it so that the oxygen. So you have to block all sources of oxygen and then make sure that the oxygen. That is why we use the foam concentrate to cover the circumference, thereby preventing oxygen from entering.
Okay.
So these are the three: smoldering, cooling, and then starvation.
Starvation.
So what you see us do, that is to confine the fire to its origin. We are going to stop the fire by the removal of what? fuel from the fire. So when you are preventing the heat from spreading, what you are doing is what? You are starving it.
You're starving it, okay.
You are starving it because fire needs to feed on something. It will have to feed on this curtain, the table, the chairs, and then by the time you realize everything within this room.
And half of these things have a bit of petrol and all these things.
No, they are flammable substances.
They're flammable substances, yes.
You see, when we talk about fuel exists in 3 states: in the solid state, in the liquid state, and in the gaseous state. So the solid states are the wood and other things we touch, like metals and other ones. They are the solid fuels. The liquid fuels are the petrol, kerosene, the hypertension that I love a lot. That is alcohol. You take, even when yes. So these are some of the things. And then the gas ones are the gaseous ones. We can talk of methane, propane, butane, and then all the names that you know about. You know, when it comes to oxygen, we have 2 types of oxygen. We have the lighter oxygen, and then we have the heavier oxygen. The heavier oxygen, unfortunately, are the domestic ones, which are denser than oxygen. So when there's a leakage within a confined area, it multiplies itself by 250 times. That is enough to set your entire edifice ablaze because it settles at the base. That is why we are saying, even when you enter your room and you smell gas, please don't even put on your lights.
Wow.
When a cubic of a centimeter is discharged in the atmosphere, in a confined area, it multiplies itself by what? 255. And that is enough to set your entire edifice ablaze. In fact, we are touching on things, but as it is.
And if my father is watching, I'm sorry. My brother died out of a gas explosion. There was no fire, but he went black. But the force that the building exploded, so some part of the walls blasted, doors, very heavy doors got broken, security doors got exploded, and what have you. All the what is causing all of this?
One of the things that normally causes explosion is overfilling your cylinder.
Overfilling?
Yes, the cylinder.
Now this cylinder was outside.
Yes.
But apparently it went through someone might have, maybe one of my kids sisters might have left the gas on. But this small cylinder broke down a whole house. This cylinder is maybe as tall as this.
That is why we are always saying that, look, the process by which you start the cooking should be the main should be the process by which you put it off. You first start from going to put on your cylinder. So don't leave, like career-oriented men and women, please. Make sure your gas cylinders are always off. Don't leave them on. Don't leave them on. And always make sure they are outside. If they are within, disaster. If they are outside and there's leakage, it will dissipate into the air. What I wanted to talk about was, if your regulator is still on, because under normal circumstances, when it is not in use, when you are dousing it, when you douse it, you remove the regulator. So the cylinder, even if there's leakage, it will dissipate in the air. The air will dissipate it because it is outside, and when the air is blowing, it will not form a chain. When there is no air around that area, what happens is that it forms a chain. It can form a chain. If if the leakage is in the room, it forms bubbles on you. So the slightest source of ignition or source of light, it will compromise you. It will burn every part of you. Wow. So those of you who go to the gas filling station and then they tell you, let me fill it to the brim, so that you tip them and then they fill it to the brim. Because normally when the women pick it and then they shake it, they say, "We there anje makra, call your song."
Call your song.
Yes, these are some of the things. So it is better to be cheated at the gas filling station than be favored. It is not all the favors that are good for you. And then how do you convey those gas cylinders to your respective houses? It is supposed to be in a standing position. Such are you, the men. The last time I saw your vehicle and the way your gas cylinder was dangling at the back, it is not good enough.
So where should it be positioned?
It should be in a standing position.
How do you do so? In your car?
In your car. If your car is such that it can't be in a standing position, secure it with an object. But don't let it dandle. That is very risky. Don't let it dandle.
So it cannot fall. It cannot be in the booth as in like this.
No, you can place it in the booth. If you have a smaller booth, you can place it there, secure it so that it will not be dangling. Okay. What happens is the slightest vigorous movement, given the gas cylinder, there is an expansion created. Okay. And when this expansion is created, sometimes because it has been filled to the brim, when the expansion is coming, where will it go?
Yeah.
So you see some of the things that leads to explosion. The expansion is coming. The slightest vigorous movement. When you pick it and then you shake it, call your song, what happens is that you've created unnecessary tension. And gases are under pressure. So what happens is that they begin to swell up. So we leave what we call the airspace. The airspace is to contain that expansion within the cylinder.
Yeah.
So when you divide the cylinder into 3 or 4 equal parts, you are supposed to leave that last quarter.
Yeah.
So that when the expansion is coming,
it can fill in that space.
And one thing I'll tell you, even when you fill the gas to the brim, when you light it, it will not light. Go and do that experiment.
Not in my house, though. Now, you talked about, political inclusion in some of the conversation, or governmental inclusion in some of the conversations.
I talked about the political will.
The political will. Exactly. Now, let's go back to how we can form some sort of a collaboration between...
The reason why I talked about the political will is because those market people don't trust their assemblies. We had them. They've forgotten 5, 6, 7 years ago it happened. Because proper regulations were not put in place. 9, 10, 11 years, it will happen again. If we continue to go into those makeshift structures where nothing is planned.
But is it not... I find it very difficult when we start these blame games, because then again, the country is run by regulations.
Exactly.
And the responsibility of the market is on the assembly. If there's something like this and the people are acting out of character, is it not your responsibility to take over and say, listen, this is our job, leave it to us. Even if you lose your market, it is for the safety of yourself. Right? So you take initiative, we're a bit proactive, but the people are pushing us away. We are not going to come. You go and set up your own market. It's not the way to go, in my opinion.
I believe one of these is you also bring the district assembly here so they can answer that.
Yes,
that question.
You cannot answer.
It is not the mandate of the Ghana National
Absolutely.
Council to go and stop constructions and other things.
True.
When people are doing this, the law, the LI 1724, mandates the fire service that you do A, B, C, D. So if the district assemblies submit to our outfits, buildings and other things, what we are going to do is to grant them the permit, provided they meet all the requirements of the Ghana National Fire Service. And I know if there should be a design to be built in all those ones, what will happen is that the fire service will be part of the stakeholders that will ensure that the design structures meets our standards as Ghanaians.
Now, I wanted to find out from you how we're able to collaborate with agencies, the government especially, to foster a more safer places and homes. In sending out this message of safety, of fire safety, and I've complained so many times. When I was growing up, we used to have all these agencies, fire service, AIDS commission, what have you, take advantage of the media outlets that we have. You see adverts on television, you see billboards, you see newspapers, you see all these ads, and so constantly they're in your face with information, but we don't see that quite a lot lately.
No, we have them. It's just that our interest has changed. So do you know what we've done as an organization?
No.
Go to GNFS official. We are meeting the people one-on-one. We are interacting with them. Our social media handles, all the social media handles you can think about, Facebook, Twitter, now X, Instagram, all the social media handles, GNFS official. You will learn a lot there. Go there and then you see, look, this education is not only done in Accra. We have 16 regions, and it's done everywhere. Ask your people to just go, Facebook, Instagram, and then you see the stories that are there. People who are doing out there educating the general public.
Please find and put it on the screen.
Yes, they can. You can see firemen out there doing a lot. And then we have Did you know we have Fire Service TV now? Ensuring safer communities. The Fire Service as an organization.
The Ghana
yes,
police.
we have, yes, you know of the police service. Fire Service TV. We have the Fire Service TV. Every now and then we have programs tailored towards education to our communities. So we say what? Fire Service TV. Ensuring safer what? Communities.
Okay.
These are the mediums we are also using. Apart from we being out there, we are going to the markets, we are going to the lorry parks, we are everywhere. But the truth of the issue is you also have your interest.
Yeah.
I thought they said the Western world has all the solutions to the fire. LA is suffering. Who is talking about it? Let me tell you something. Fire Service, they are magicians. The Ghana National Fire Service, we are magicians. I'm yet to see a fire, apart from the fire that happened at Mokola last year. Apart from that one, we are yet to see fires that are going beyond 24 hours. And even that, it didn't spread. We were able to confine it. And at any given time, we were doing two things at a time. We were checking fire spread, as well as what? Dousing the fire, as well as cooling it, or what? Or smothering it. Because at a point in time, we were using water, that is cooling. At a point in time, we were using what? Foam, that is smothering. So we were doing better. Constant, so you saw that building, it never extended to the nearest building. And that is a plus. Because the people were using that facility as what? As a warehouse. All warehouses will have standards. If you go to these markets, they build something, then that is where they put every market. Warehouses should have standards. They have standards they have to meet. It is not any other building you put things in and then you call it a warehouse. No. How has the parking been like? How do they even park those wares they take there? There must be guardrails, there must be alleys within those warehouses, so that when there is fire, from one end you can see the end. But this is where they go and dump the things there. They park to the roof. It is also against the standards when it comes to warehousing. So these are the challenges that we are confronted with. But the fire service last year, I marveled. I'm a fireman, but I marveled. And I was shocked the way they handled that situation. Because LA is still spreading. Mokola has been stopped. Are we not magicians?
You are.
Wait, yes. Katamanto has been stopped. It started, LA started like something small, and then it started spreading.
It continued,
Have we ever had anything like that in Ghana? With our limited resources.
Yes. I think this is time to clap for Ghana Fire Service. I think this is time to clap for Ghana.
I want us to quickly touch a bit on the fire extinguishers that we spoke about.
Yes. So what is a fire extinguisher? We are saying it is a portable firefighting device containing an extinguishing medium used in fighting fires at the incipient stage. Two things. Portable, because it comes in handy. Do we have one? Maybe a carbon dioxide one? If you can get me one.
Please find us our fire extinguisher in the house.
Please kindly get us one.
Oh, yes. Okay, you get us one. So, portable because what? It comes in handy. And then initial stages. That is the incipient stages. Don't wait till the situation is out of hand before you reach out to the fire extinguisher. Most of the fire extinguishers we have in our respective houses, when engaged within 30 seconds, the content should be exhausted. So what you need to do is what? Early. The key word is early. Get your portable, your handy fire extinguisher, then get there early, and then know how to douse it. We have 5 main types of fire extinguisher. By their content, we name them. The extinguishers, by their content, we name them. So, what is the content of the water fire extinguisher? So now I'm asking.
Water.
So it's water.
Yes.
Yes. And then we have foam. We have carbon dioxide, that is gas. We have dry chemical powder. And then we have halons. Halons are highly poisonous, so we are not using them again. It has been, most countries are not using halons again because they are not friendly to the environment. They are highly poisonous. And because of the water base, mostly we don't recommend water fire extinguishers and then the foam ones for such places like yours. Because of the water base, the water will soil the place and all that. So the dry chemical powder and the CO2, they are potent to be used for all ABC fires.
ABC fires are the very basic ones.
They are the fires, exactly. And then we had colors that depicted those fire extinguishers. Initially, we have the water fire extinguisher being red.
Yeah.
The foam fire extinguisher being what? Cream.
Okay.
The carbon dioxide fire extinguisher being black. The dry chemical powder, blue. And then halons were green. And because of the European Union at the moment, all the fire extinguishers come in one color.
Red.
Exactly. But then this one is a company that is producing it.
Yes.
But the standard way is that, the standard thing is that they are colors, mostly the extinguishers. They write the type of extinguishers within the color. So like this carbon dioxide, but this one I know because it has a horn.
Yeah.
This one, the CO2 comes with the horn.
Okay.
So the moment you see the
Is this the powder one?
No, this is the carbon dioxide.
Carbon
That is
dioxide.
the gas one.
The gas one.
This one is user friendly. You can use it in your kitchen.
Okay.
You can eat your food without any qualms. But the other ones, the dry chemical powder, no. So people say, even before you buy the fire extinguisher, engage a fire personnel. They will tell you which one to buy and then where to place it. I'm not saying if this one is exhausted and you have a dry chemical powder, don't use it. You have to use it, but you have a lot of cleaning to do. If you use it on your electrical gadgets, the possibility that your laptop, your other things may spoil is very high. But it's better than your life. But this one is gas. When you engage it, there are no traces. And then one will ask, how do you operate the fire extinguisher? We have an acronym. The acronym is PASS. P-A-S-S.
Okay.
P-A-S-S. When you are able to remember the word PASS, you've passed in operating the fire extinguisher, so you are saved. But if for some reason you deliberately forget to remember the acronym, which is PASS, then you are doomed for life.
So please tell us, get into the past and then also how we can.
So the first letter is what? P. P, we are saying what? Pull out the safety pin. So.
Which is this one?
Yes. Let me.
Please zoom in. The thing is heavy.
Oh yes, that is what you keep saying.
It's heavy, but it's heavy.
Only God knows what you carry in the night.
I don't know what people
I'm talking about. Right?
What do people do at night? We sleep at night.
Yeah.
Okay, please zoom into this.
So
that's the safety.
This is what we call the safety pin. This is the lifting valve. And then this is the operating valve, just to make it simple for you. They are the levers, the lifting lever, and then the operating lever. The lifting lever, and then the operating lever. And then this is the horn. The safety pin is tucked in between the operating lever and the lifting lever. That is to prevent accidental operation of the fire extinguisher.
Yeah. Okay.
So in order to remove it, you don't need to exert any force. And please don't press here. Hold the down, because that is the lifting lever. Hold it like the key, like you are opening your door. You know, there's a seal on it.
Yeah.
So the moment you turn it like this, the seal breaks.
Broken.
And then you move out.
Disengage. Okay.
The pin. So they say what? Pull out the safety pin. I've showed you where the safety pin is, and the purpose for which the safety pin is stuck in between the operating lever and then the lifting lever. So the moment you move it, the levers becomes what? Free to operate. And then the second letter is what? You aim at the seat or base of fire. You aim. The question is, with what do you aim? With what do you aim? This is the carbon dioxide. So you hold this part of the horn, and then you aim at the seat or base of the fire. What it's telling you is that we are not fighting flames. When you fight the flames will subside. But when the content is exhausted, what happens is that the fire will come up again. So where we are supposed to be fighting is the seat. And what is the seat of the fire? It's in between where the flame is coming from and the object that is on fire. That is what we call what? The seat or base of fire. It's just like you going to the urinal. You aim at the pot. Rather than that, you saw the entire place. Other extinguishers, you have to hold the tip. But this one, you know, they've designed here like this. So when you hold it like this, you hold the horn and then you aim at the seat or base of fire. third letter is what? S.
S.
So the S means what? You squeeze the levers. There are old extinguishers that have a knob. Those ones you strike it, but this one you saw the content that came.
Okay.
Oh, so that is done.
It's gone. Yes.
It's gone.
Okay.
And then the last word is what? So when you squeeze, the content comes out. And then the last letter is another S.
Yeah.
So you sweep side by side on the object.
Okay.
So you see how the carbons are.
Oh, it's gone.
And then quickly, they are gone. There are no traces of them. So that is the acronym.
Pass.
PASS.
Wow. Oh, man.
I think it was going to phrase
No, not at all. Not at all.
So you put the
But I saw, back. Yes. This one, we have not used everything, and you are going to demonstrate for us. You tell us what P is, A is, S
well,
is.
our time has been fast spent.
Oh my God! I wish I could do this quickly, but again, this conversation continues on this platform because we are trying to help educate because he's accused us of not giving them platform to demonstrate or to teach us on how to use these things.
Use your left hand.
My left hand, yeah. And so, ladies and gentlemen, on this platform, where if the seal was on, I would have, but then you take it out. And then like this?
Lift it. Lift the fire extinguisher. I should lift the fire. Hold it. Lift it.
Like this?
Lift it.
Don't aim to me.
And then aim at the seat of base of fire.
Please.
So when...
Lift it. Lift it.
Like this?
Don't tell me it's heavy. Lift the fire extinguisher like this.
Oh, boy.
He's lying. This is not going to happen, right?
Well,
I am not going to lift anything here. Sir, thank you so much for coming on this platform.
A lot of that is saying.
Yes, I lift cooking pots at home. That is all I do. I do only lifting of pots and, you know, Bible and things. That's all I lift. But thank you so much for being a part of the show this morning.
The pleasure is
you have given us an invite to come to your station. So we're going to do that and make sure the education goes out as loud as possible. You've also told us that you have a television station and also on social media as well. Please find them and make sure to equip yourself in understanding what the Ghana Fire Service is doing to protect us and, of course, the fires that are breaking out. Let's stay safe out there. My name is Miriam Uduak Mensah. This has been the AM Club on MX24 TV. Also jump on social media, MX24 on all social media platforms.
Well, my name is Kojo Dasabre. What a wonderful time we've had right here on the show. You know what to do. We'll see you same time tomorrow where we bring in nothing but the very best. Thank you so much and God bless you. It's another day. Bye-bye.